Still to come on Strictly Rates. Could poor management of the EU brand be fueling anti-Euro sentiment?
We'll be speaking to one expert trying to rebrand the bloc's image. That's just after the break.
Meanwhile, the British Prime Minister David Cameron has criticised a debate between his deputy leader and the UKIP party on the European Union. Speaking to the BBC, he's accused both sides of having extreme views. Polls suggest far-right leader Nigel Farage came out top in the heated television discussion in which the Lib Dem leader Nick Clegg argued for the UK to remain within the European Union.
Now, if you do what Nigel Farage recommends and you isolate Britain, a sort of Billy no-mates Britain, well, it'd be worse now. It'd be sort of Billy no-jobs Britain, a Billy no-influence Britain. Working together with others is not a bad thing. It actually strengthens us. It doesn't weaken us.
You are advocating the continued membership of a customs union. It is the only customs union of any size that exists in the whole world. It is a 19th century concept based on building a club and protecting yourself against the rest of the world. It is not fit for purpose in the 21st century. The European model is outdated, crumbling and failing. We deserve something much, much better than that.
What do you make of outdated and failing? So are the words of Nigel Farage. So that's the challenge for our next guest, who says poor management of the EU brand is fueling Eurosceptic and populist attacks like that. With us is Nicolas de Santis, president of Gold Mercury International. You've got the task of rebranding the EU. Good luck with that when you hear what Nigel Farage has to say. Look, why does it matter whether citizens in the EU connect with the brand or not?
Well, I think the problem with the brand is nobody's really managing it well, and of course somebody like Nigel going on stage and claiming that the EU is a threat, it's time to really manage the brand. I mean, the most important thing about the so-called crumbling Eurozone or Europe is that the euro is the second largest currency traded in the world after the dollar. London is is one of the leading currencies in London traded here. In cash terms, the euro is also the most important currency in normal currency used. So it's not, the euro is an important symbol and powerful item of the European Union.
I was going to say, what is the euro brand? I mean, is it just a currency? What, I mean,
no, the brand of Europe is obviously something that needs to connect with citizens. The euro is part of that symbolism, but the current symbols of Europe, like Europe's Day or the national anthem of Europe, which is Beethoven's Ninth, they have not really managed to connect with the citizens. So we're here to basically reposition the brand of Europe, but also make sure that these attacks that are funded most of it...
Why is it so important to have citizens think of themselves as European and not as, you know, Italian or Spanish or British? You know, why is this so important?
No, I'm Italian, I feel Italian, I'm half Spanish.
Why is it so important for us to think of ourselves as Europe and have a good vibe about the EU?
Because if we don't, we'll be left behind and we'll let populist culture take over and make decisions based on myths and based on lies. If you look at the report that just came out in the UK from KPMG on the automotive industry in the UK, the entire automotive industry in the UK has now united against the potential referendum that Mr. Cameron wants to do, because there's 700,000 jobs just in the automotive industry alone, depending on the single market and on being part of Europe. So it's a high-stakes game, and we believe that anybody who tries to undermine the European Union on lies, we have to...
Lies?
Lies?
Lies? Were you saying the problem is there are a lot of myths, are you?
Well, you know, the devil used to mix truth with lies, and that's the problem. When you're mixing truth with lies, people don't know what the truth is. But if you look at statistics and facts, when somebody like Farage says that 80% of UK laws are EU laws and it's a lie, we have to come out and say it. It's not true. Nobody knows the real number, but it's definitely more on the 7% area than the 80%. This is the important thing.
I think I was watching the debate yesterday also, and the thing that I was discouraged by was that there was no debate about the good things Europe brings. It became very personal. So, for example, the issues of the roaming charges were shut down very quickly. I mean, and every Brit who ever goes abroad would benefit from lower roaming charges. So I wonder whether maybe the question is, have we spent too much time on a Europe Day and a flag and these sort of things, and the color of my passport and these type of things, when actually the real things are the things that impact anybody who moves over the borders. It actually works in a manufacturing industry that exports.
Of course, you're right. I mean, most of the benefits of Europe are not being discussed. I mean, just with the horse meat scandal that we recently had here, they just come in and said, we have to organize this on a pan-European level to create safety for food. So the EU has got incredible things. I would say the first one is always we have to maintain the peaceful component of Europe, also based on what's going on in the Ukraine. This situation that Europe has created over the last 50 years, not only uniting the former countries that were at war in the Second World War, I'm talking about also the Balkans. We had Bosnian wars in modern Europe, and we managed to also bring those into the fold. So we managed to stabilize a region that wasn't stable at all, and now we can, and if you remember what Putin is trying to do, is he's also, and he wrote this in an article, he said, I love the European Union, I'm going to emulate it, and I'm going to create what is called the Eurasian Union. And with his Eurasian Union, he's trying to copy what the EU has managed to do.
Nicolas, we've got to go. Thank you very much.
Thank
really
you.
interesting. Nicolas Santis from Gold Mercury International.
Good luck. It's a big job.
Huge job. Huge job. Another big job is that to the ECB.